Hey everybody, and thanks for watching Dari Reviews. I know I haven't posted in a while. Sorry about that, guys. I've had a lot of stuff going on and haven't had the time. But I do have a lot on the roadmap. So make sure to keep following. If you haven't subscribed yet, keep subscribing because I have a lot of good stuff to review coming up. So anyway, without further ado, you guys might notice a little more ice in my pictures. Sorry about that. Today I am reviewing the Away Garment Duffel. Now, I know you guys have seen a lot of Toomey on here. I was looking for a good garment bag for traveling, maybe carrying a couple of suits for destination weddings and stuff like that. I did look around at Toomey. They had a few options, but the Away really resonated with me. One, because it's a pretty well-known brand. I wouldn't say it's to Toomey stature, but the younger crowd, it's definitely getting a lot more popular. But their build quality is not something you find at Walmart. I think it's pretty good, actually. And the price point is a lot more competitive than Toomey, and at least in the garment bag space. This was $275, and a lot of the Toomey different types of garment rollers and things that they had were $750 plus. And I also like this one because it's a duffel bag format and allows me to carry a lot more things other than just a couple suits. So let's start on the outside. You have, and this is a really big bag, guys. I apologize if there's focus issues with the camera, but I am trying my best here to get everything I need to in the picture. These nice leather handles, these feel really good, really highbrow type of leather or fake leather, whatever it is, but it feels really good. You have a similar material here on the bottom of the bag, and there's just tons of storage. We have this buttoned up. One thing that does kind of annoy me is this one always sways over to this side when I'm trying to open and go through it. It always keeps getting in my way, but I'm sure with time that'll wear back down to this side. But there is tons of storage. You have a luggage loop here. They did tell me, I haven't tried to take this on an airline yet, but they did tell me that this will not count as an underseat bag. It is pretty big, so I believe that. And so what I'd be looking to achieve with this, with the goal of not checking a bag, is carry everything I need for, let's say, a weekend wedding, and maybe you've got a rehearsal dinner the night before the wedding, and maybe a couple pairs of casual clothes as well. And then you would have maybe a backpack, like my Toomey Navigation backpack, to carry any other odds and ends. But it is a big bag. I feel like on the website, when I looked at it before I went in and bought it, it did look a little more duffely when you have it in person. It's kind of an odd shape, but that's okay. Whatever they need to do to get the job done. I guess technically this is kind of a tri-fold because your suit is starting up here. That's one fold, and then the bottom is almost its own little fold right there, and then one more fold of the garments on the back. So we'll start with exterior pockets and work our way in before we get into the meat and potatoes. It does come with a shoulder strap, and then you've got a couple of zipper pockets here. These are really, all the zippers on this bag feel really nice quality, honestly. I wasn't expecting that. And so huge storage compartment here. And then you've got, see what I mean, this handle doesn't want to lay back, gets in the way sometimes. And then you've got another huge compartment here. Don't know if you guys can pick that up well, but and there's a tablet holder right here, a little protective piece right there. But you could throw a lot in this big storage area right here. Maybe even that's where you put your casual outfits if you're loaded with suits. And so these don't open on the sides. These really are just for the shoulder strap there. So you're not getting any exterior storage. So without further ado, let's get into the garment bag. And we're just not going to be able to get all of this in one picture, guys. I'll try and abbreviate it for you, but I know some of it's going to cut off. I'll try and keep it as short as possible. So I haven't unzipped it all the way, just trying to get everything in the picture here, or at least rotate so you guys can get a full idea. But you have your sides of your duffel, which you could use for ties and different sorts of stuff like that, belts, whatever. 2 mesh pockets here, a zippered pocket that goes down under to the bottom of that mesh pocket there. Same story over here. And then on the lower side, try and get that more in the camera, you have 2 large zippers on that side, but 2 large pockets here, and I use these for shoes. And then go back up towards the top of the bag, and you can see you have your strap to strap in your clothes right there. Pretty easy operation, neat little buckle on. These are not stretched, they're just solid. And then you have your hook, which folds down when you're walking with the bag, or you can, you get to your hotel or whatever, you can hook it up. And there are 3 coat hooks. Kind of wish there were 4. They say this thing is made to take 2 suits, and so you're probably hanging suit 1, suit 2, and then a shirt or something like that. You'd maybe put 2 shirt hangers on the same last loop there, or put them both on the same hanger. But that is a quick rundown. I don't think I missed any features, but this thing does have a lot of nifty little pockets and stuff. And I'm just realizing there is this hook here. I'm not really even sure what that's for. I haven't played around with that yet, but I suppose maybe to keep this closed up like that when you have it hung up, maybe to keep it more secure when you have it in duffel bag mode. I'm not sure. But I really like this, especially at the price when I was looking at Toomey and then stumbled upon this. And there's not a lot of reviews out there on it. I couldn't really find any on YouTube. So I'm going to try and pack this out for you guys. A hypothetical wedding weekend. I have one coming up in a couple months. Say you've got a rehearsal dinner to dress for Friday night and a wedding to dress for Saturday night. So 2 suit or jacket and slack combinations. And see if we can fit everything that we might need for a weekend in just this bag. So let's start shoving some stuff in here and see if we can fit everything. I'm going to fold these put it in the camera there, fold these little duffel bag sides out to just make the bag display a little bit better so you guys can see what I'm doing. And so we've got this hook, we're gonna throw that off, fold that up. Let's go with combination 1. This is just a sport coat and some slacks. So we are going to throw that. We'll start bottom hole first. I guess that makes more sense. And throw that in the bag here. Now, since we're starting bottom hole, I might as well show you the length on this thing, guys. I am 6'2", I'm a big fella, and so my jackets are big and pretty long. And I want to bring this bottom part to show you that really it does get all the way down, almost a full extension, and just barely not enough. I don't know if you guys can see how much that's coming out of there, but just barely not enough. I'm the big fella. I'm sure if you're in the 5s and not so chubby, that your jackets will probably fit in here even better, but I'm totally fine with that, especially hanging from the bottom rack, which I may not always be using. And then we are going to throw in suit number 2, jacket and slacks. And I am using larger hooks here. We'll swing this one to the other side, running like that. I am using larger coat hangers here, which might not be the best for space saving. I just like using these kind of hefty ones with heavy suits. I think it gives it the support, better support. We've got, call it 2 suits tucked in there. Not too pretty, but we can make it pretty. And then last that we're hanging up, I've got 2 shirts on 2 different hangers. These are both mizzen and main, but I'm not a crazy mizzen and main guy. Not everything I have is mizzen and main, but these are good shirts. I do like them. And so let's try and hang those. I don't really know if hanging them opposite sides makes sense, but it does in my head for some reason that I can't explain. And then we're gonna tuck these in. So the walls of this thing are really starting to fill up, guys. 2 suits and 2 shirts in here, and it's pretty hefty. So let's assume we got this portion done and see if we can zip it up. Well, first let's use all the bells and whistles. Let's buckle this thing up too. It's a kind of strange buckle, but I think it's pretty neat. I think that buckle's situated pretty good. Get it a little bit tighter. Let's see if this thing zips up. And there we go. Now, we've got this big pile of clothes in here. Let's say we have shoes, 2 pairs of shoes. We've got, say, rehearsal dinner loafers, and then we've got our more Oxford for wedding on that Saturday. So these ones are the big ones, but they do still fit. Let's try putting them in normally. They'd be laying on the ground. Let's see if we can get that to zip up. Wow, surprised. So laying them normally was the easiest one for me. I could have played puzzle pieces and gotten them on their sides maybe a little bit differently, but this video is already long enough, so I'm just gonna go like this real quick so I don't have to be running around the table. Hopefully that's in camera well enough. And then these should be pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. We'll just throw them in normally and see how they zip. So it doesn't look that pretty right now because they're kind of popping out, but I think this is what they're made for. These are both size 11 shoes. There's still some space on the back here on the Oxfords even, so maybe even up to like a size 12 or so. I do have faith in these zippers. I think they feel pretty good. It's not like to me quality, but this does not feel like the $10 bags you might find on Amazon at all. And they do offer a 1-year warranty on this bag. I believe it's 1 year, so I can probably bring it in and have them fix the zipper. So next, we're gonna pull our pockets back out here. Hopefully you guys can still catch those on camera pretty decently. This pocket back out here. And we're just going to put it with the top of the bag, top of the garments facing me so I can access all these bags here. With all these nice clothes, you are going to need a dress belt. I have this Ferragamo reversible belt here, black and brown. Let's throw that in a spot where it can fit nice and snug. There you go, and that mesh feels pretty good. I mean, this kind of mesh stuff is never that strong, but only time will tell if this thing holds up of repeatedly filling stuff like that. And then let's say we got a couple pair of dress socks. We can throw those in here if we want. I don't really know that I'm gonna be using this pocket, at least in this video, if I'm already filling this up. We'll see if we need it. We'll just zip that closed for now. And then just so I can have more stuff to throw in here to see if we can get this bag over its capacity or not, here are some suspenders, if you're a suspender guy. We'll throw those in there. And then here, we'll use one of these zipper bags. Actually, let's do this so we can get some use out of one of these little zipper bags. We'll throw the suspenders in there. And I have a little cufflinks case. If you're wearing cufflinks and studs, you can throw that in there. And so that's it for my dress portion. So let's try and zip this bag up and see what happens. There's a lot of stuff in here already, but hey, what are we gonna wear on our way back to the airport on Sunday? Let's try and figure that out. I've got a zip back from the beginning of these zipper seams here. You can see it's kind of going all over the place because it's got so much weight in the sides. It's easier once it gets zipped up. So just to show you guys what I'm doing here. It's probably easier when I put it on its side too. And so there we go. It will zip up completely. And if that's all you're wearing, you're going commando, not worrying about any underwear or anything like that, then that's all you do. We can still throw stuff in here if we wanted to. So let's try a couple of big items. I've got a pair of pants here and I'm just gonna roll these up. That's what I've gotten in the habit of doing when traveling. I find it saves more space. These Lululemon pants don't really get wrinkled anyway. But that was a terrible job at rolling them up. Try again. Not very clean, but we'll throw them in there. And we're just kind of shoving them wherever they can fall, guys. And you could build your bag geometry. It probably would have been better if I put these Oxford shoes in here facing the other way, so the bag would have opened up a little bit more. Same with the loafers, large side I did on the top. Probably not the smartest, but it's okay. And then we've got a t-shirt, pretty thick t-shirt, takes up a good amount of space. Heavy cotton tee from Aloe. So we'll roll that up and we'll stick it in there. And then since we're not going commando, I've got, make sure none of them have any skid marks on them before I put them on camera. I've got 3 pairs of underwear right there. And then maybe an extra pair of socks. And say the hotel's got a pool, let's pack a swimsuit. And then we've got our Toomey DOP kit, which I've got pretty full, not a million things, but pretty big as far as DOP kits go. And then let's see if we can shove that in there. Some of this stuff might have to go in one of the ancillary pockets that I haven't even touched yet. Matter of fact, let's try that. So if we're worried about our shoes getting all bent up, we will just put our shirt and our pants and our dog kit in the bottom there, as to avoid these larger end of these shoes. And I could throw more in there, but I should have brought more stuff down in this video to show you guys. So not a terribly easy zip, but we are fitting everything for a wedding weekend, celebration weekend into one bag, guys, which I think is awesome that we don't have to check. And so let's throw our 3 pairs of underwear in there, a pair of socks. I may have to stick some of this stuff back in the main compartment. I've also got this in here, which I would ideally be using. So we're gonna do maximum realness scenario for you guys. So let's just see if we can do, say, 3 pairs of underwear in there. Don't know, because this bag is pretty bursting. So not the easiest one. I'd probably rather just throw everything in the main compartment here, which I absolutely could do, or this compartment, which I completely forgot about until just now. I think the only stuff I'd be throwing in here might be like a passport and an iPad and stuff like that. I don't think it really makes sense to put clothes or anything in here above putting in here, but if I wanted to, I could fit another casual outfit in here, throw all this swimsuit and underwear and socks back in here, and I didn't pack it out the best. But this would be totally more than I need for a wedding weekend, traveling out of state or out of the country, and that's it. But what I said, I'll put it on its side about the odd shape. It's really gonna take shape of whatever you're putting in there, but you can see there's still slack on the sides here. It was kind of hard to zip up because I packed it stupidly, but there is just lots of room still, meat on the bone. So I'd say at least another outfit. Probably not another pair of shoes, but definitely another outfit. And then of course, if you're not checking bags, you're putting this in the overhead and you still got a backpack that you can carry whatever you need in. So that's it, guys. I have yet to travel with this, so I can't speak on the durability yet, but it does feel like a good material, some kind of thick nylon, something like that. I have really good expectations for this one. I'm gonna get a chance to test it out in a few months for a destination wedding. Really excited for that. And I'll keep you updated if anything breaks. But guys, I really like this, highly recommend it. There's not a lot of reviews out on it. I don't know why. I feel like it's been out for long enough, but the away weekend duffel bag is definitely gonna get a recommendation from me. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. I've got more stuff, more similar bags like this coming up. And thanks for watching.